You just gotta keep moving forward.
Hello and welcome, Overwatch fans. We are here live, a little EGFH action coming at you. That's the Electronic Gaming Federation High School. I'm FBI Tugboat here, joined again with Tropic Theory coming on in here. We got Aeon down there producing away, making our jobs as casters just so much easier, and we do appreciate Aeon for that. Tropic, a little Overwatch action coming at the good people here. Break down what it is that they can be expecting.
Yes, we are at the semifinals right now, and today we are going to be seeing ROCKFORD Rangers versus CRESPIA Celts A. Now, both of these teams, they did very well yesterday, going in with both of the opponents 3-0s. And also, not to mention, both of these teams, Tugboat, have very similar records. We're talking ROCKFORD Rangers, who has an undefeated record. They're actually the only other school that has that undefeated 8-0 record besides the Imperial Eagles. And they're going to be playing the CRESPIA Celts with that 8-1 record. They did play that extra game, just having that unfortunate one loss, but really equal playing fields right now.
Yeah, just that one extra right there. Like you said, only one loss taken. That is from the CRESPIA Celts A. But looking at this squad, the CRESPIA Celts in the right, in the red. That's Little Jeebs, Sunflower, Mr. Danklin, Jom, Venus, and L-Dog9 making up the CRESPIA Celts squad. Now, this is a semifinals match, is that correct?
Yeah, we are in semifinals, and there is not a. This is either they win or they lose here. So they definitely want to push forward on.
Yes, ma'am. Do or die. Do or die. Out to it, Jeebs, L-Dog, Jom, all falling early, not voting well if you're a CRESPIA Celts fan here. That was a very, very quick Jolo taking up the three-piece of their own at the very end.
That was a very quick fight, and looking at these both of these compositions, they are the same composition. So we are just looking to see which team outputs that damage to destroy Gary or Mr. Docklin's shield. And we saw it here first that Mr. Docklin's shield just got destroyed by the outpour damage from Jolo and Savage. So we're definitely gonna have to see a little bit more sustain coming in from CRESPIA to recognize that, you know, they don't have those abilities ready and those cooldowns. Gotta sustain and pull back.
Yeah, well-placed turrets here from Jolo as well. And the ROCKFORD would actually be very happy just to kind of hang out up there. No vertical advantage, but unnecessary. Sunflower taking out one. That's actually going to be one of the first losses ROCKFORD has suffered. And with a tire on board, it's going to be Sunflower taking the advantage from that Junkrat tire. Now, ROCKFORD members falling left and right. Jolo, the only one finding a K through the rest of that. It was on their counterpart. Now, CRESPIA taking ticks of their own.
Whew, and that was a very clean rotation coming in from the Celts A. Coming up on that high ground, giving them the advantage to see what the location of the Rangers were. And wow, Sunflower came in with a bang with so many nades coming out, but ROCKFORD Rangers have these ultimates ready and they're using them now.
Another tire rolling, and that's mostly gonna actually, excuse me, only take out a trio of Symmetra turrets on that one. Not the best utilization, but that's gonna be enough. Big charge. That's Grizzy taking down the opposing Little Jeebs Symmetra. Huge source of damage there. Gone. The DPS heroes in this matchup so far, Tropic, seem like they can't really stay alive.
Yeah, they definitely seem like it's really back and forth right now. Really clean fights where there is not any mid fight coming in from either of these teams. They're getting the picks necessary for clean fights, and what's also really ideal for both of these teams, they recognize that we need to reset fast because control maps have that very fast pace because of those spawn advantages coming in here. So here are the ults coming in. Will it be enough? Look at that shatter coming into play first.
Ooh, cool. Not only going to get so much value from it, L-Dog does have that window up. Now both windows up. Looking to break glass here as Rebels drops that sound barrier. Grab in the middle. Big charge. Savage gets involved as well. Those Junkrat turrets, shots, mines, everything in between, making mincemeat of the CRESPIA Celts squad. There's one of our first team kill bell rings of the day. L-Dog taking a long walk off a short pier on that. 91-92. CRESPIA's really going to have their work cut out for getting back to this.
CRESPIA has their work cut out, and it is all up to Sunflower right now. Sunflower and Jom, if they're able to get those ultimates in time, but Savage is coming in with this tire right now, and this might spell the end for them.
Sunflower over the top, does take out Mr. Danklin. Main tank deleted, and CRESPIA just hair's breadth away from taking this one. Grabbed to the middle, That's going to be an invulnerability field out and invested. Grizzy finding one, Savage finding one as well. The DPS core from the CRESPIA cells deleted, and that is tough breaks, Tropic. That is very tough breaks. They came so close to taking that one on top. Would have been much harder for Rockford to take that one back over later.
They came in very close, but that mid fight, they were just out. The economy got in their way. You know, we saw that the clean fight that Rockford had, and they always had their ultimates when they needed them, when we had the fight to break out. Unfortunately, Celts A, they had a really good start coming in, clean fight, but with the damaged output from the Rangers, they were just never able to build the ultimates that they needed for those mid fights. But we are here on Night Market, and it looks like we will be seeing the same Symmetra setup, but with a difference in the Pharah, actually. And surprised that there isn't a Mercy on the side of the Rangers with that. Oh, just kidding, Rebel's there.
There you go. Speaking of Shalop here, Little Jeebs coming out with this McCree. We'll really see a Savage FTW Pharah that's going to have their work cut out for them. It's going to be tough breaks. Nice shots. Venus taken down. This is a Savage FTW player just really just... What? Just bullying this McCree. That always goes the other way. That's not a frequent thing that you'll see there. Little Jeebs just kind of keeps the eye of attention on that Pharah. I'm not against that, but you just can't ignore a Pharah like that. Or eyes towards a Mercy, excuse me.
Yeah, Savage was... Can I say being savage with the Pharah and those kills?
Come on. We said no puns. We said no puns.
You know, and what is great about that play though is that Savage recognized that his counter, Little Jeebs, was there, and he needs to go down for him to get the most value for his team. And he went and savagely killed him. And that is honestly all they need. And whew, yeah.
At 2 Tropic. At
Yes.
2.
Dude, I'm going for that third one here. I'm gonna make it.
Some originality. Let's see it. Let's see it. Shatter's online for both squads, so this is just your classic kind of chess match right here. These teams trying to feel each other out. Whoever will get the opening first will get that. Now, my eyes are to the sky on Savage. That is 90% old now. Has it. Grizzy taking a well-placed fire strike, but now Savage will be forced to do this without the Mercy on the other end and vulnerability field out, and that's not going to happen. That's a lot more typical of what we expect to see, Tropic, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. You know, we're looking at a 2v1 against Little Jeebs and Rebel and Savage coming in, and you can only do so much, but thankfully we have Sunflower on that Hanzo as well as Venus. But right now, Celts A just really need to play this line of sights from this Pharah to really take away that value from them, Savage.
Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, being able to, dude, this done, and that's a big barrage up from the top here. Mr. Danklin is taken out. They definitely weren't anticipating that one. I think L-Dog's vulnerability field just a second too late on that one, Tropic.
Just a second too late, and without that main tank, without that protection for the rest of the team, you definitely have to wait and regroup. But we are in last fight territory right now, FBI Tugboat, and we have ultimates ready, so we'll see if this window is done.
Yeah, there we go. Now here's the trance as well. I see Dun Shatter out, gonna get blocked away. Dragons are striking here. That's a 2-piece. The Sunflower finds another. CRESPIA Cell's not going to go quietly into this one. They're going to be able to take this one over on the top. That's a team kill bell for them against Rockford. And they took it to 100 to 33, I think, last time?
Yeah, 133, and we're looking at Celts utilizing all their ults to get that fight right there, which definitely was needed. But this is a great pick coming in, FBI Tugboat. Jolo had that window, or the shield, but...
Yeah, I mean, even with the res, that doesn't really matter. Rebel knows that they need to get in this very, very quickly. There's not a whole lot of time to farm ultimates right here, and a Pharah inside is not going to be doing very well for themselves. Savage is so close, a little like a one direct shot away from having that barrage, and just bites off a little bit more than they can chew. In the back, though, that was Grizzy. What are we saying here?
Gray, I think.
Gray? I've been saying Grizzy for like 5 times, and choose now to tell me, Tropic. What a co-casta, what a co-casta.
I apologize. I thought it was Gray. I was also thinking Gary, potentially.
You said it with such confidence. I was 100% about it.
Oh, man. But speaking of Gary, or Ray, he has that Shatter coming up right now, FBI, alongside with Savage, and that could be that win conditioning all that they need right now, and they are starting off this potential last fight with Jolo's shield. Oh!
Huge stuff right there. Goes through the teleporter. That's another team kill. Rockford coming through on this one, and CRESPIA's just going to feel bad about falling there with not one but two ultimates still on board. I think that was one of the supports as well, so might be a different story if they had gotten those ults off. We still might be seeing this game go.
Yeah, and though they did not get the map, we are seeing Sunflowers play the game that really got them that last fight, and it is definitely all helps to Jom's grab coming in. Beautiful play coming in from there. But speaking of the next map, and this match does go to Rockford Rangers, and you know, CRESPIA Cells, we did see some good play coming in from them, but I have to say Savage's Pharah, that we could not find a counter to that, and that really hurt them in the end with having so many resets that they weren't able to really have those ultimates ready when they needed them.
You are 100% right. At the end of the day, where my mind goes to is, again, just the effect that this Pharah had. It cannot be understated. If Savage FTW is allowed to continue on in these high-flying affairs that they just showed off, put on a clinic, Tropic, about how to play Pharah, especially through a lot of traffic like that. We're looking at Symmetra turrets, looking at McCree on the other side. Obviously, anything blocked away by this Reinhardt. Now, Reinhardt's shield isn't going to be able to eat up too much of a barrage, but still, just those direct shots should be enough.
It's only so much, and we saw how this team really coordinated as well with having, like we saw, Gary coming in with that Shatter, following up when everybody's attention was on Savage, and just the coordination and the combination of these ultimates coming on side that just gave Rockford that leg up in each fight.
Yep, the coordination, communication, everything in between. We have loser pick as it comes through. Lijiang Tower always going to be first. Can't tie on a control map, so it makes sense to start and end with these. King's Row coming through for the pick number 2, I do believe.
Ooh, King's Row. Though we did see how successful that Pharah is, this is typically the map where we see that traditional brawl comp with the Ryan Zarya, the Mei coming in, potentially a McCree. So I am curious if we will opt to do that, but Rockford Rangers, they found a lot of success coming in with that Pharah, so I really wouldn't be surprised if we do see Rebel and Savage on that pharmacy again.
Honestly, at this point, after what we just saw last game, 2-0 fashion there for Rockford, I would be surprised if we didn't, Tropic.
And you know, again, they are one of the other teams that has that untarnished record, so they very much want to keep that record pristine and clean, and potentially move on to the grand finals game.
Oh yeah.
So I definitely, you know, Savage, it will probably be pretty savage in this game, and there it is, the third one comes out.
Oh no! Oh no! Well, pack it up. I guess we're done here. We came what we're here for. Let's to make terrible puns, Tropic. Terrible. Nah, but just a little format update, or not update, just in case you guys are just joining us, really. This is, of course, the EGFH's 8th season. These are regional championships coming through semifinals-wise right now. Single elimination, of course. Teams have been fighting tooth and nail to get here. There's only 8 teams qualify for the postseason.
Yeah, 8 grueling weeks to get to this point right now, and you know, you don't want to go through all that hard work, going through those best of 5 maps week after week to get that one tarnish, and that be the one game, you know, that ruins that grand final chance. So, but on the flip side, you know, CRESPIA, they're probably going to come in strong as well. You know, we are still very early in this match right now.
Yeah, that's entirely fair. Now, King's Row goes handily to the Rockford Esports squad. Then we'll start talking about getting the brooms out for a little sweepage. At this point, the Lijiang Tower, the control maps just go so quickly too, Tropic. It's kind of like, yes, map 1 is always used as a real test, like a litmus test, you know, even if they played this team before, which I can guarantee you they have, how these teams perform on game 1 on individual days is a completely different story. That's why game 1 is so frequently, even if one team, like the other team wins, the opposite happens in the first game. Oh God, I'm so tired. I'm not even sure what I'm trying to say. Take it away, Tropic. Take this microphone away from me.
I totally feel you because that first map, sometimes, you know, you have that jitters of this is the semifinals. We have to do well in this. And after you, it's almost, you know, after you get that, we'll call it a warm-up game in, you start to feel more warmed up. You start to feel more confident in your gameplay. You probably popped off a little bit, or you did something that you maybe like, or maybe you're using what you didn't like you did as the motivation to do better. And so I'm definitely looking forward to this next map, which will definitely, everything is on the table for these teams as we have for out the field.
Absolutely. Only difference here, Tropic, is the May on the Crespy Celts and the Savage FTW on that projectile explosive character, the Junkrat, again, really showing off why they do play on those. Jolo taking out main tank first. Crespy wisely decides to back up.
Definitely, you know, Sunflower being on. You know, Sunflower being on the May right now. We're looking for a wall kill sort of coordination, but Aldog getting that first pick from Savage. Oh man, very unfortunate because you definitely need that main support with this action of so much brawl going on to keep the team alive. But oh my god, Tilbug, these picks coming in.
This is just time out the clock. Sand through the hourglass, Tropic. This is not boding well for the Crespy Carmelite High School Celts Team A. Losing huge source of damage. Now Sunflower switching on over. I actually like this a lot. This is a classic Widow look up top.
I like it too. We're gonna see if there's enough damage to, you know, just definitely gonna have to play those corners a lot more, or else Sunflower will be that person to really deny that or punish.
No, I hear you. I hear you. Now, utilizing Savage, FTW is nicely done. Yeah, the solo tower against the Widow, that's actually not the greatest utilization of that one. Not able to get out of dodge so quickly as little Jeebs. He's 1% outside of this. Now gonna have that one on board. Venus trying to answer here, can they get with the rest of their team, and now speeding this Reinhardt back. More switches, more switches.
The confidence coming in from Savage to just solo tire, definitely. We're gonna see the barrage is coming from Sunflower. We are seeing counters now, and I really like this Pharah pick because it is all with Jolo right now. It's a 2-0 match, and we are just seeing it now. FBI Tugboat getting the picks.
Yeah, assisted there. I believe that was oh no, Blue actually fell there with the window in hand. So grab out and more. Yabo can't live through it, unfortunately. Falls on both sides. Mr. Danklin again not able to keep the dream alive. This main tank has been getting so much abuse here, but now Rez is coming through. Crespy Carmelite High School going to be rewarded with a lot more time here, Tropic.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Danklin doesn't have the support that we have on the side of the Rangers. We have Rebel on that Lucio, which that speed boost just really enables Ryan to really get aggressive with that. And we have the Mercy instead, which could be the reason why, you know, we don't have that ability to move Ryan in and out quickly, and he is getting punished for that, and Rangers recognize it.
That would make a lot of sense, especially given that you really want to move through this earlier area first with this hybrid. Oh, Savage actually finding one. So Savage playing, what, 3 or 4 different characters now? No, excuse me. That was the Sunflower who was playing the Widowmaker, wasn't it?
Right. You're right.
Yeah, it was May and Widowmaker, now the Pharah, and already has ultimate. So what, this could just be as easy as a Jom grab and a Sunflower barrage from the top. See if that one's gonna be what we get rewarded with. Mr. Danklin's not gonna have much left in that shield. There's the grab. Here comes the barrage. That's taking out one, but the invulnerability field keeping the dreams and the teams alive. Savage is gonna fall through that one, so a big source of damage. Mr. Danklin, shatter down, shatter out, nothing gained from that one. Sunflower now changed back on over to Hanzo. Sunflower continues to flex that hero pool. Ooh, nice flashbang and more. Mr. Danklin trying to get out with 2 main supports. He is back to full health very, very quickly. Jolo just absolutely wasting so much damage into that wall right there. A lot of value for it. Now here's the 12 o'clock. It's going to be Jolo taking down 2 big ones right there. Should be stopping this Carmelite push that's tracks. Mr. Danklin cannot get the wall back up. All shall fall before the earth shatter.
Oh man, somebody has to do something about Jolo. Celt A had a great initiation.
Keep getting away with it.
Exactly, he can't. You know, he was over in that corner, and that was just prime. We
man.
saw it. We saw
Hey.
how beautiful that was, and they are doing such a great job at really just being dominant with the tempo right now. Tempo. Oh.
Yeah, what the... That was, Little Jeeves getting the Jolo, this town ain't big enough. I love it. I love it, seriously. Also, shout out to producer for getting that shot, 100%. Grab out in the middle, Yabo trying, cannot get away from it. That's not ideal when you follow the grab with no damage and then a lot of shatter right in your face. A flanking Soldier 76 is never a good story. Yeah, both DPS actually deleted from CRESPIA, and this is a CRESPIA team that just cannot find any port in the storm.
The DPS on the side of Rangers, Jolo and Savage, are just doing so much damage and getting so much value that Celts are very, they're struggling right now, trying to push through. I was surprised that we didn't engage because that tank line was gone, but you know what? Last fight territory here, the grab comes out along with the window.
There's a better shatter if I've ever seen one. Danklin falling first. A lot going down here. Sunflower will be deleted off for the side of this CRESPIA Carmelite High School Celts. Little Jeeves just, wow, popping off right there. Not one, not two, but three. Nothing doing there for Savage at the end.
You know what? That was a great cleanup coming in. They will not be able to touch, and they have the second point secure, and we are headed to hopefully that third point. But they only have a couple fights coming in for this fight here. But thankfully, we do have some ultimates, and they are in the ult economy lead right now, which could be the prime area for them to push in onto Rangers.
Yeah, back and forth. These runs really are just getting abused and just tossed around. Dragons from the top call that death from above as Savage takes a headshot right onto Sunflower. No value from the Dragons for you, my friend. Immortality field out, Immortality field down. Jolo just kept getting so hyper-aggressive, and that is, of course, off the back of a well-timed Lucio ability. Now speed in, no reason to stop on this one. Yargi came this far. Jolo, you found two already.
Yeah, they are just going in, pressing that W, and really almost holding this spawn door. But now they are going to be holding this corner, which this is an ideal point for Rockford Rangers because that defensive spawn advantage coming in is definitely going to be rough for Celts A to get that pick. Knowing that, and Dr. Danklin going down once again will burn more time on the clock because we have to come in with that main tank to play, to battle with the shields right now.
I'm with it. So blue is decently far away. Everybody else on the Rangers decently close. CRESPIA, Carmelite, Celts, got a lot there. There's a grab, there's the window. L-Dog has it out. A simple fire strike will put down everybody, and now all shall fall again. Dragons of their own, but an unnecessary one at that. They just kind of want to show up and get involved. Celts are rolling in. Time's gonna tick down now. Gotta change. Savage does. Goes on over to the Doomfist to try and get out here early. The speed boosted Lucio's team is out in vulnerability field, but the Rangers aren't really fighting in it so much. A lot of falling here. Gray getting taken out by his counterpart on this. Savage. It seems like he's got the dream alive. There's Grav and Dragons.
Oh,
and that might be enough. Just Jolo. That's gonna be enough. It comes down to a 1v1 there, Tropic.
Oh my, so for a moment there, I thought that Rockford Rangers got enough picks for it to stop there, but I was like, oh no, Celts A have all these ultimates coming on, and they're potentially not going to be able to use them, especially when John goes down. But wow, Sunflower just cleans it up, forcing all three. What a huge, perfect time. Just that combination coming in from John and Sunflower. That is all they needed. That was their win finish.
I love the 1v1 there at the end. Little Hanzo, little McCree action, both decently low, but I think just on paper, it's harder for the Hanzo to hit his shots than McCree, right? Like,
100%.
Right, yeah. And so it's kind of like the opposite of what we saw there. Maybe a little nerves action coming against this McCree player. Yes, they came into this a little bit lower, and I believe the Hanzo had a little bit of damage on him. Like, it wasn't completely clean slate coming into this, but again, nerves get to you. And what on paper is much easier is a just body shot, headshot, body shot, headshot, body shot. Doesn't matter, what order it comes in, but that is obviously much easier said than done.
No, especially especially when you are in overtime, you know that your team, you want to hold that third point because it is a better win condition for your own team. So, I mean, for me at least, I mean, considering I'm a plat diamond player, you know,
Yeah, I mean, I
it,
made
you know,
Masters one season, like, yeah, I've literally like more than 1,000 hours in the game now. But I literally made Diamond in made Masters in one single season. My max was like 3566 or something like that.
Ooh,
And that was after playing like a lot, and that was before roll queue as well. So who knows? In a different game now, right?
Ah, that's true. Different game.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of this different game though, Jolo falling first. That's gonna be the first blood here. Rebel following suit. Fortunately, not able to keep it up. That's a huge source of damage, huge source of healing, done and dusted. And offenders now forced to come on back.
You know, I really like this play coming in from Sunflower on this Sombra. It already seems like they are doing a lot of damage, and it just hacking the right people that they need a lot. And Celts are really following up on this damage, already almost 50% to EMP. So that could spell out bad news for Rockford Rangers if they're able to farm enough. But oh man, they're going back and forth right now, and wow, Celts A are just doing a great job at holding this point right now.
Yeah,
Already bringing down a minute.
This chokehold right here, they might as well get out the spray paint and kind of sign their names on the side because they are just living here. Might as well throw up some tents or something. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. And the rotation of ultimates that they've had, really, there's never been a time they've dropped like all 6, and they have had that opportunity so far. As it is, big support ultimate, big DPS ultimate, and the Rangers just simply looking a little bit kind of pensive about getting onto this point. There's up to the top, and that was not the time to utilize that one. You needed the invulnerability field of your own. As it is, Rangers now have first tick, about halfway to a lot more time. Rotations round, Venus speed boosting this one in, 5% away from that sound barrier as well, and that'll do big things. McCree, the high noon, there's the fan the hammer out, focus on the Reinhardt, that makes sense. Now to the top, Savage hack, cannot go back. Oh, back and forth, and almost lives through that. That's, again, what Jolo on the other side, no, excuse me, that's Little Jeebs on the other side, keeping dreams alive again. Defense holding strong.
Wow, you know, I'm sure that Rockford Rangers thought the fair worked ones, let's just go in, roll in, but how devastating for Savage's, ultimate to get, for him to end up killing himself with that ultimate, because that could have been a win conditioning ultimate. But folks, we do have a pause, so give us a moment to sort that out, but wow.
Just hold it right here, right? There you go, right? Yeah, not 100% sure what happened right there, but hey, maybe just the servers got overloaded from some fantastic Overwatch action. This has really been back and forth so far, Tropic. Where my mind goes to is the point that I kind of brought up a couple minutes ago right there. The rotation of ultimates on this one. Yeah. Whoever's dropping 6 of them, even anything honestly more than 2 at a certain time, you better be having your opponent's dropping ultimates and you're dropping these as kind of counters instead of just free doing it while your opponent is going through dry pushing and getting their own ultimate charge. It cannot be understated how important these are.
Yeah, we definitely saw that illustrated with Rockford Rangers on the second Lijiang map, where they were just, not only were they dominant in the ultimate rotation, but they were so quickly at killing, Celts A that they were not even able to build up their own ultimate. So with being on top of that rotation, you're already denying, you're also denying just the ultimate buildup for the enemy team.
And I gotta say, both of these teams, like, yes, the Baptiste is there. No, I don't like the Baptiste character overall. I just think it kind of slows down the game. We've already been over this. Okay, look, like his his background, his story, the lore and things like this, love. But like his kit, like I said, he's like the support version of Mei. Just simply slows the game down like a lot. And there's so many different things like in Overwatch you can bring up. It's interesting how similar characters are, but also how different characters are. Like, you have Sombra come in, and there's literally not any kind of other invisibility, like, factor in the game whatsoever. For forever, Pharah was the only character that could keep herself aloft without touching any walls or anything else like that, literally indefinitely. Now we have a different story there with our Echoes coming in. That's a whole other can of worms right there. Just the implication by which is just, like, whenever composition you have right now, just add another one. And so it's just like literally like all the wonkiness of Overwatch before Echo was just like multiplied by that exponent, right? Because now there can literally be
Yeah.
one extra of that, right? Like literally be what,
Yes.
like four of one character, whereas four
You
is
know,
two, like literally
sometimes
doubled up. Like
you
how
just
crazy
have
is
like
that?
4 monkeys primarily on the build,
Yeah.
and
Which is
we're
the
suddenly
thing.
juggling.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, I've never learned how to juggle, but I never thought that learning how to juggle would include being the bag there for an angry Winston. Seriously, because like you just said, you can get 4 of them out here. It's just might as well just be a zoo traipsing around. It's crazy stuff.
No, exactly. It reminds me of one of my first comp experiences, early season 1, where it was all divas. We went out and it was a blast. But thinking about on the enemy team,
Literally.
oh man, they probably hated it.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, there was a lot of fun to be had with those two. You know, 5 divas, 1 Sombra just to hack big health packs. That was so much fun. Now was it competitively integral? Who knows? Who knows? Perhaps we'll reflect on that question. Anything else before we go to a very short break here, Tropic?
Not yet, but we will see. Let them sort it out and get some snacks, get some water,
Hydrate.
and
Posture.
yes, hydrate.
There
Ooh,
you
that,
go. And posture.
yes.
Oh. We'll be back, Overwatch gamers. Give us just a minute. We'll try and get this lobby servers figured out. And we're hopping right back in this hot fire action. Tropic, take it away.
Oh man, Yafo is beaming here, ready for that graviton, and really looking for that area. And Venus, thinking that was gonna come sooner than later, does use that B, but it will be enough because they are still holding here, Tugboat. Oh my goodness, this is just a stronghold coming up from Celts near last by territory.
Yeah, 83%. So even get beyond that, quintessential 67%, plus a little bit. It's not very frequent that teams, get that far and then stop. But they were forced to come back. Now they'll have another shot at it. Hack action coming out. Jolo temporarily taken out of the mix for a second. So there's a grab going on the other side, and Jolo actually focuses all of the attention onto this Sombra as it is. Now contest action coming in here. That is a bad Zarya. Oh my goodness. Jom sits where they want to.
Oh my god. 95.2%, less than 30 seconds coming in right now. Rangers have the ultimates that they are able to do this, but Celts have their own EMP, which could prove quite deadly. It really is with up to blue and just being this defensive mindset.
Mr. Danklin has got to be careful on this. A lit up Carmelite's team. There's the EMP. Venus and everybody else trying to get involved in this one. Members following both sides here, Tropic, as the contest continues to come through. Venus doing a great job on this Lucio. Not going to be able to get away from the Deadeye. It is 12 o'clock in King's Row.
Wow, they got that point by the skin of their teeth. And talking about another Jolo Deadeye, that really helped them secure that point and continue to push this payload forward. We are talking with definitely a little bit less time than Celts had on their own attack. But I do like the fact that we are taking this base here, recognizing that they don't have as many ultimates, so they definitely need to have this dry push, get their own advantages. But thankfully, we're talking the same on the Celts side as well.
Celts side. Sounds like the south side from Babs. Sunflower in the back. There's a shatter. That's actually a pretty good one. Taking off 2, but nobody gonna fall from it, Tropic. Interesting stuff. So, we've been talking about ultimates constantly. Maybe that's not the best utilization of one right there. Danklin trying to come back on this. That shield is barely... Oh, it's so cracked, and now it's gone, done, dusted. That is Gray Reinhardt that realized that one. Yes, he got hacked at the end, but those 2 swings up front got them everything that they needed.
Oh man, everything they needed, along with 20% ult charge to, start your next ultimate on with it. They're doing a great job right now at just really, once again, controlling this ultimate rotation. They are in it, but at this point right now, we have that EMP coming in, so I'm looking for Rebel to be hiding to hopefully save their team.
60 seconds? Wait, Rebel. I think you just made a... Did you just make a Star Wars reference? I'm watching you, Tropic. I love it. I love it if so. I'm 100% about it if so. It, like, threw me off for a second. I was like, okay, I know that this team needs to come back in on play-by-play, okay, but... And then you hit me with the Rebel hiding. Rebel... I don't know. I'm onto you. I'm onto you, Tropic.
They're ready to save it. They're ready
I'm
to
onto
save
you.
it all.
There you go. Yeah, save the galaxy right here. Hey, if you're Carmelite High School right now, that's exactly where your mind will be at. Detected no EMP. I feel like that would have been a perfect time for it, right? Oh no, they're trying to get out the sound barrier.
Oh.
And the grab and Yabo eats it.
Oh.
Jolo off onto the side, not gonna matter. Now Jolo, they could have pulled out that high noon, given that was a Oh my goodness, actually, they definitely should have pulled out the high noon. Definitely should have pulled out the high noon. There was only 10 seconds left.
Honestly,
Ooh,
they were
tough
playing
breaks.
so
Tough breaks.
they were playing so patient that it ended up hurting them in the end. They recognized that that Rebel had to be aware of that EMP coming. They were so cautious about Sunflower that it really distracted them. It really instead of playing aggressive where we have to take Sunflower out of that picture to just deny the EMP in general, they played so passive that it really allowed Celt A to do their own ultimates first, and getting that team wipe is exactly what they needed. We were in 10-second territory.
Yeah, 10 seconds right there, and again, kind of heartbreaking with any players on the losing side dying with ultimates. The mind goes to what could have happened. But CRESPIA taking this one. That was a 3-2, I believe, correct?
Yep, 3-2 coming in. So we are definitely seeing an even kill match right now, though Rockford Rangers came in very strong in that first beginning. CRESPIA is just really showing their own defensive strats and their own DPS on the line. The first map was all about Savage, and then coming into Sunflower with those strong, and even FBI Tugboat, you mentioned it.
Yeah.
This like variety of just characters that these DPS are able to play right now, really giving them that leg up.
Yeah, Sunflower coming in absolutely blooming in game numero dos, number 2. It was beautiful stuff. Really was. Now we're gonna see these two teams swapping sides, and I'm mostly saying that for myself, not so much for you guys, because I will call these teams on the wrong side for literally the entirety of Hanamura if I'm not told otherwise. And the forced joke goes here with the whole Ron Burgundy. He'll read whatever's on the teleprompter. Yeah, that's basically me. Basically me with these teams. You gotta straight up tell me. Make it very, very clear to the Tug that these teams have switched. Shout out to Aeon, our producer, again producing away and making our jobs as casters just so much easier. The Electronic Gaming Federation High School side continues on here in just a minute. Hanamura, what is to be expected, Tropic?
Well, Hanamura, I gotta say that it is probably the least, these types of assault maps, probably the least liked by the Overwatch community, but probably the best to watch, I would argue. It really forces these players' hands at communicating, being so diligent, and disciplining your rotations, because those small mistakes will definitely catch up on these types of maps because of the spawn advantages coming in. Defending side, that first round, it is definitely not in your court. If you get picked off, we're talking 5 to 10 second spawn time, and in 5 to 10 seconds that your team needs to survive, especially if it was a healer or a main tank that go down.
Yeah, that might as well be a lifetime. Really, really will. And
honestly,
and I guess I kind of saw what I did there towards the end. Okay, so coming in through here, we might go to a very short break while these two teams kind of decide what they want to go through in. Okay, never mind. I'm getting the information from the voice in the sky that we are going to be good to go in here in just a minute. May, you almost have to guarantee to see her on defense, right? Like on this first point, this choke is so tight. There's only one other place in the entirety part of the map that you can get through, and that is of course to the top left. Character with no movement abilities, you're not going to have an opportunity to go through anywhere here except for the one choke.
And I am surprised that the side we might be seeing the Mei on is actually the attack side. But I'm also not surprised because the Mei is very powerful at, I mean, you mentioned it. That choke is so hard to push through, especially with the damage outputting, you know, the shield on Gray, you know, protecting the team. And then now we have Savage on that Torbjorn. So this will definitely help on the Ranger side with utilizing Sunflower to hopefully do well. We're seeing the rotation coming in from that top ground on that left side is what I'm expecting, at least. Or even to protect the teleporter.
Yeah, protecting TP will be huge. The Torbjorn on defense, not against whatsoever. I just kind of feel like, again, like there's better defensive opportunities, right? Like there's a reason why Torb and Mei were both once classified many aeons ago, it seems, as defensive characters. Now everything's DPS. Classic turret across the middle, a nasty purple, and Little Jeep's feeling the fire from it. Barely gets out of that. Nicely done. Really just like staying out of the way of danger.
Wow.
Best block with no B there. That's what Mr. Miyagi said.
Oh my god. This is just a laser party right now with how crazy these beams are from John and Little Jeeves cleaning it up with ease. We're definitely seeing the microwave that Symmetra offers very much here illustrated here.
little EDM show or something like that there towards the end. Like the straight up, it's absolutely everywhere. Symmetra and a Symmetra on the Rockford side and Zarya's with the grabs on both. Yeah, huge stuff right there. Holding this one from up top is the Celts. I like the drop down now, and the Celts just really giving this up right now. First tick and everything, and Yabo's left out in the lurch by themselves. That is going to be a very easy take, very easy kill on that. We're up to half. The most forecasted grab I've seen in a very long time doesn't land, to nobody's amazement, but that's not going to really matter right here.
Wow, you know, typically for these, that's honestly the only, so quickly, almost time breaking with how quickly they came in and took both of those points. You know, typically we see that second point struggling a little bit because we talked about that spawn advantages for the defensive team. They are right there, so it forces the attacking side to do a full clean wipe. Because you risk, if you leave one or two players out, you risk that stall coming in, and that could be proved quite deadly. But it almost seemed like they were not ready for them to just snowball a point.
They simply were not. The teleporter really setting that one up all day. As we have, I believe that's Mount Fuji behind us.
Ooh,
Mount Fuji. That's where this is supposed to be in Tokyo,
Japan, right?
Tokyo, Japan. Now, I know Mount Fuji overlooks Tokyo. I know that much, so I've done my part.
I couldn't. I'm really bad at geography. Not gonna lie.
That's fair.
But I do know Fuji's in Japan at least.
There you go. Hey, let's just start.
But wow, we're gonna see them dish out what they just served or what they just got served. It seemed like.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
Again, no Mei though. I have to say I'm just a little bit confused. I feel like it's a really kind of not like a no-brainer necessarily. Obviously, this can happen without having a Mei on defense. It's just so much easier, right? Like,
it is.
I don't know.
It's also a counter to that Symmetra strat. You're able to utilize that wall as put it right on that teleporter to stop it.
Yeah,
So
literally, and or to split up a team, right?
Yeah,
to
exactly.
like literally just put 3 and 3 for temporarily and force all players to pay attention at that. Pouring in damage, and Jolo feels the fire first. Little Jeeves from up top, now looking through top on a window. Nice job forcing the Mei back down in vulnerability field, invested very early, and now dusted. The aerial advantage, the vertical advantage here from Little Jeeves felt very quickly.
Oh man, they are definitely falling really. Oh my goodness, Mr. Danklin, excuse me, just coming in with a 4K, and Savage does decide to reset with that jump off the map.
Yep.
Totally makes sense, and we're definitely not seeing as much of a success coming in from
Okay,
a Ranger
Sunflower.
side.
Okay, Sunflower, out here posing, hitting the stances and whatnot. I like it. I see you.
We're keeping it tight.
No, I'm with it. Savage with a switch now, so now 3 DPS, or 3 hit scan if you think about it, between the BAP, the McCree, and Soldier 76 now. Making it through, rotating left, walking fast, faces past, and I'm homebound, if you call Hanamo Puente homebound. Little Jeeves like just pouring in damage right here, and now the rotations come in. I was wondering when Rockford was going to answer to this side. Nobody's really super low right now on the side of the CRESPIA Celt, and they would have liked this team to have been way lower. And as it is, a lot of ultimates now invested in a team fight that's still going on here, back and forth. Venus, one of the last players left, switching attention up top now. Defenders do come out at the end, and that was kind of like some longer picks too. They really ate up a lot of time there.
They ate up a lot of time and also utilized quite a bit of ultimates coming in from the south side. 4 ultimates down, but that all hope is not lost because we have these win conditioning ults that we have, Yabo has, and we have Rebel once again, hopefully able to save the team with this flurry of ults coming in from Rockford Rangers right now.
Yeah, so the Grab Dragons combination will be 1 win condition. Rebel just really gonna have to cool hand Luke this, just wait for the right time and pull that when it comes. That's not definitely not going to be unknown. Rockford definitely have been able to track this ultimate because we haven't seen a sound barrier, I believe, in this game yet. Back and forth, jump. There's the grab. There's the dragons. There's the sound barrier. Not going to be enough. The timing imperfect. His aim true, but his timing imperfect. There's going to be our team kill bell for the Rockford against CRESPIA Celts.
And Rebel did utilize that B, but that damage outpour was just not. It was just too much for it to handle. But thankfully, alongside with that rotation, we have their own ultimates coming online. But wow! Instead of utilizing that dragon, we're actually changing to a Genji, which I'm quite surprised by.
I'm not against it. Hey, this is a Shimada Brothers home here.
Yeah.
And just long as you guys know, team names are swapped right now. Little Jeebs, the team headed by Little Jeebs is of course Rockford. Wait, oh my goodness. This is of course CRESPIA. Excuse me. Immortality Field taken out here. Down bottom, Mr. Denklin falling as well. Gray and a whole litany of CRESPIA members getting a hand into that kill. Now both tanks done, deleted, dusted. Just a Lucio left. It's a lonely life there as Venus falls.
You know, I thought that I was worried when they swapped out the Hanzo because we had that dragon grab combination coming up, which is very much a win conditioning ult. So I thought, why are you wasting that? But excuse me, Savage, I apologize. I didn't know you were going to come in, get an easy dash and kill onto Little Jeebs and really open it up for your team.
Yeah, it really did. And especially, like you said, getting the reset there at the end. Now back to it. Savage turning the attention up top. Blocks and more against a lot there, and that is exactly what they needed. Just attention-wise, perfect stuff. L-Dog, the classic window through the wall. That's the fire strike sent through, and the 200 damage. Easy peasy. Gonna pick off squishies left and right.
We have seen Dr. Danklin get multiple fire strikes consistently. I would love to just know how many this game he has gotten. I'm so surprised at this point that Cells A are not respecting that more, knowing that once that window comes out, Dr. Danklin is right behind it unless he is dead with that fire strike coming up. But we have ultimates coming online for Cells, so that blade.
I'd be so surprised. Like, going through here again, there's just so much spam through such a small choke. Now I think they're kind of looking and realizing that might be the best course of action. They definitely don't just want to sit here and take damage, though. That's an unwanted McCree to the party as the bubble comes out perfect time, but that's a Celts team that is split in half. No Maywall needed.
I mean, you make a perfect point here. They are just standing there, and Rockford Rangers are doing a great job at really acknowledging that. They're standing there, we have this outpour damage, we have the high ground, the high ground advantage. Let's wrap around and pincer them, and that is what we're seeing consistently right now. I'm hoping that with these ultimates coming online for Celts, that it brings them a little bit more confidence to just push to engage faster, because that is where they're getting caught up right now. They're not getting fast enough, and Rockford Rangers are really poking at that.
Can't agree more, Tropic. Can't agree more. Almost entirely glowing Rockford High School Rangers squad on the right side. Or, excuse me, that's technically the Celts, so I'm going to go away from team names. There's the Dragons, Sunflower.
Oh my god!
Little Jeeves might have gotten a little bit at the end, but we are looking at an absolute graveyard right here through choke. Now, do the Celts give up this this choke point? Like, come on, like, at what point do you give it up if not full 6 team wipe?
I'm waiting for them to push through on the mid right now. Sunflower. I mean, okay,
Yeah,
we talked about Mr. Danklin and Baptiste and L-Dog's windows. how many dragons has Sunflower gotten? But you know what? He's tired of the Hanzo. We're going on the Widow, which could prove quite deadly if he is as deadly on that Hanzo as the Widow.
Yeah, I could see that. You can definitely see that. Savage FTW actually got hit by that Widowmaker shot that was charged just barely and perfectly. Cutting edges right here. Fantastic stuff. And now, he's not done either. Looking for heads and just trying to take a little bit off the top, doing his best barber impression on this Tropic. This Zarya cannot afford to come back out, but that also can't afford to leave point. Blue, done, dusted, deleted, nobody touching this one. They might get like an edge in, that's not gonna matter. Shattered down, and CRESPIA make mincemeat of Hanamura.
You know, typically within that last fight, we're talking, you know, last 10 seconds, you know, attacking scene, definitely team wants to get on that payload. You don't usually see a Widow come out, but wow! Speaking of the devil of himself, Sunflower coming out with the Widow, getting those picks that they needed, and just quite as deadly as he was on this Hanzo as we just saw.
Yeah, any DPS that Sunflower touches just seems to reach out and kill any member of the opposing team that they do touch. Oh my goodness, L-Dog with 78% kill participation. That's the stat we actually really need to pay attention to. That is massively impressive, especially for a support. Even as a Baptiste, like, that is huge.
I mean, we saw how much value L-Dog it was in the team. He was not only there to keep the team alive and sustain through the flurry of ultimates that Rangers would push through with that immortality build, but the value that he was able to get with the amplification matrix and Mr. Danklin. It was always coordinated. They always had the value that they needed with that window.
Yeah, we saw the combinations with the Fire Strikes too, and that is just like literally a masterclass put on here by this Reinhardt, who was able to line those up. It really came to attention not the first time, one of the first few times, I should say, they took 2 kills with a single Fire Strike, 1 bird, or 1 stone, 2 birds. I guess that's the backwards saying, whatever. But CRESPIA now on a little bit of a run right here. Big stuff. What we're looking at now is a very short break here, Tropic. We're going to be guaranteed at least one more map, right? Like, this is not done and dusted, so we're going to give these teams a little bit of time to come forth and kind of discuss what they want to recreate, what they want to stop, and what they want to not allow their opponents to do. Back after a very short break, guys. Don't tune away, because I'll take it personally. And we are back after a very short break, coming back at it. This is game number 4 on the line. And Tropic, man, I was saying that I woke from a deep slumber immediately before this cast. I'm an old man. I gotta take naps during the day, but I am very much awake now, especially after a barn burning slobber knocker between these two teams. That first, or that the Kings Row game, that was a picture perfect finish as well. Very, very close, coming down to overtime. Defenders, offenders just slamming back and forth, and it come down to a 1v1, right? That little McCree versus Hanzo action. It was beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh my god, yeah. Both of these teams are definitely really going at it. And not to even mention that right now, CRESPIA is up, match point.
Yeah.
They need to win one map and they're on to grand finals. And we had talked about how Rockford Rangers, they were undefeated. So they are probably even more fire has been put under them to potentially win, and maybe we will be seeing a reverse sweep. But I do hear that we do have some changes in the roster coming in from Rockford Rangers. Rex will be joining us on the DPS, and Savage, it will be actually going in to the healing role alongside with Blue.
Yes, interesting stuff. So let's see, Blue, Yabo coming out for. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yabo was the one who came out. Jolo goes to the other DPS slot. Rex comes in, and Blue goes to Savage goes to healer. Yeah, Savage goes to main healer. Right? Yeah. Looking at the other side, no rosters changes for the CRESPIA side. Is that correct?
I do believe so. So I am really curious. I have seen teams before where they have that DPS role go on to the healing role. We saw how crazy Savage was popping off on the Junkrat. Just the plethora of characters. Even the soldier. Yes. And so we saw how very how crazy his mechanical skills are. So yeah, effective. I'm looking for big nades here coming in. And
big
those
impressive plays.
Yes. I'm looking for a little bit of a support that has bloodthirsty eyes.
Little mean streak to him. That's what Tropic wants. I love it. No, I love it. Blood for the blood gods. We've said it before. Blood for the blood gods. No, really. Savage FTW on the Ana. That's about as aggressive as a support as you get. That long range capability cannot be understated. Oh, taking a snooze on point. Sleeping on the job, Jolo. Bad looks. Bad looks. It's the first day. It's the very, very beginning. What are you doing? Mr. Danklin coming up, getting involved, and absolutely paying the price for it. Sunflower almost being the second on the chopping block for that one, but does get out of dodge in the nick of time. Looking at ultimate charge, Jolo's already at 50%, Tropic.
Yeah, Jolo's already at 50%, and we've seen how deadly Jolo can be. Getting that pick onto Sunflower, trying to get to the back line, and Deadeye. Deadeye's not typically a ultimate that you see get so many picks with, but Jolo knows the tricks, is almost ready for this next stage here.
Nasty purple gray almost falls in the exact same situation as they did the first time around. Now blue on the brig, gonna see how this is going, especially given that Venus on the other side so far, up until this previous team fight actually, was doing a little bit better. Now trying to chase it down, that's gonna be Mr. Danklin, that Ana in his sights. Not gonna be able to get it much going. Juggling right here like Gushue, love to see it.
Man, we're definitely going back and forth here, but and we are seeing less of the brawl that we've seen with both of these teams previously, and more of this die variation with Rangers having that diva instead, and we're seeing the double bubble on the stealth side. And with that double bubble on the stealth side, having that protection from Jom's bubble is really giving Mr. Danklin and so much room for aggression, as we're seeing once again just taking advantage of this high ground.
Yeah, High Noon now out, and there is Gray getting very close and involved.
No.
Jeep, oh wow, just barely. Yeah, no, I think Gray thought that they did as well, but during all of that, Danklin actually does manage to get out and away. Gonna have a first little bit of healing from his brig first. There's the Ana, and now CRESPIA's gonna be rolling on into this one with 3 ultimates on board. Now 4 glowing for Rockford. I gotta say, it seems like CRESPIA's team, like their team comp and whatnot, is just simply like a little bit more coordinated, right? And like it's more obvious what they're doing, the double bubble, right? Like it's like a half dive for Rockford.
Yeah, exactly. It is what they have going with their combination of the DPS alongside the tank line, it really helps. You know, Mr. Danklin's there to get that first aggression, or get that first damage in, and then we see Sunflower just pick it up, or Mr. Jeeps, you know, pick them up.
Rally out here. There's the call. Venus keeping team alive. That's going to be a poorly timed Rex. Yeah, auto aim. The aimbot here. Not going to be it. That's completely wasted theirs. Now he's getting pursued by Mr. Danklin as well, ending him out with a lot of electricity and then a punch to the face. That's a scary nightmare.
I even mentioned how I was excited for Savage. You know, we typically see those DPS characters getting a lot of value on those support characters, but L-Dog has been getting those nades for his team consistently, and we're seeing Mr. Danklin and Sunflower and Little Jeeves follow up on those consistently. That coordination is there, and coordination is going to be needed for this last point here.
That's big. There's the self-destruct. Rebel's not going to find anything for that one. A lot of damage against this shield, but nothing more on top. Blow now getting their shield involved as well, for what it's worth. Jello now switching on over to that McCree, trying to take care of this Tracer. Now, the Grav Tracer bomb, I could see it happening, kind of like that mini combination. Now the forced rally out. Now, yeah, Sunflower already popped that one out. Not going to have that one available next little bit. Jom, no grab necessary. Still taking these. L-Dog tossing out that nano boost as soon as it comes out. Taking a lot of value from it now. Little Jeeps looking to the top. Gonna get this high noon going from a vertical position.
The ult rotation coming in from themselves right now is insane. They are really denying even Rangers even getting their ultimates coming in, and Little Jeeves taking it off with that dead eyes begin with as they just cap this point with 3:34 on the clock. FBI tugboat. There was no midnight at all. It seems like they just waltzed that payload in.
Yeah, it literally. You know, it seems like you know, took a little drink of water, I blinked a couple times, you know, I threw it over you, and then this game was over. Exactly, I just completely missed it. I mean, that's an allegory for life. You know, you pay too much attention to little stuff, and it passes you right by. Because that was very fast. 3 minutes 35, and it seems again that was so fast. It seems like CRESPIA should have had even more time than that. As it is, Rockford High School Rangers are gonna have their work cut out for them, topping a time like that.
Definitely gonna have their work cut out for them, and they really need to have a counter to this aggressive tank line and the combination coming in. We really are just seeing a difference in the coordination from the team themselves, A versus Rangers right now. You mentioned it, Mr. Danklin coming in with such you know, having the support with Jom's bubble and the aggression to really be that Winston and zap everybody, and then we have Little Jeeves and Sunflower following it up. Just the coordination is there, and that is proving to be so deadly right now for Rockford Rangers.
I'm looking at the Rockford Rangers lineup, and I am really, really liking what I see. I am very, very much liking what I see.
I do too.
Jello can get so much done up top. Rebel can get up there with that defense matrix and the flying mech if need be. Blue, a single shot or two onto a very hard-to-hit Echo will be enough. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm pretty sure I even said it to you. My opinion, speed-boosted Reaper, the most underrated combination of two players in the great game of Overwatch ever. It is so good. Jello cannot... Okay, so actually opts to kind of fight on Jom's level, and that's what's going to happen 9 times out of 10 when you look at a Zarya eye to eye, even without a full charge.
Yeah, 100%. They're going to be... the damage will just be there, and wow, the purple once again just really proving to be so valuable, and cells are just really collapsing on each of L-Dog's purple.
Yeah, so Rex trying to get involved in this one. Now the shadow step up. Oh man, Boop would not have taken him off, and Little Jeeves doesn't leave it to gravity. That's Mr. Danklin taking out another one. CRESPIA just absolutely rolling right now. Gray is not going to be able to get away from that, and honestly, picking up that big boost was not even a good idea. You just fed Jeeves everything that he needed high noon-wise.
Yeah,
wait, did he have that before then? I couldn't tell.
No, he didn't. He was already really low. And so we're just really seeing this staggering play coming in from Rangers right now, and it's just really hurting them because they're burning so much time for themselves. But hopefully hopefully they'll get the ultimates come in.
Rebel just came through and just completely cleared everybody off of this platform. Now, whether or not they were cool with that is to be seen. No stick for Sunflower. Sunflower's really been hit and miss on these tracer bombs. You know, stick it or don't.
Yeah, they definitely have been pretty on and off with sticking, but as we can see, they are doing a great job at just being that cleanup that we need, that you know the cells need to keep this dominance in effect.
That thorn in the side, Tropic, really has done a fantastic job of that. Just and also, what we just saw was Sunflower get obviously a couple of close range kills, but where my attention goes to is what they were able to do at distance. They were basically on stairs down there by health pack and still getting shots more onto this diva, and Rebel is just now able to get back into this. Almost takes out it. They almost take out the baby diva there. Sunflower almost also gets stomped on by the mech. Not gonna happen here today. Well placed bubbles here from Mr. Danklin so far, and again, yep, there you go, perfect stuff. So Mr. Danklin just simply puts himself in the middle right there, puts down a bubble, and thereby he knows he's got enough health to really get what he wants done. Really, all that is just buying his team a little bit of time to get damage while he takes out the last floating member.
No, 100%. And we're really seeing this dominance for this alt rotation coming in from the side of the Celts right now. But for this last 5 territory that we are approaching, we have all the ultimates coming online for Rangers right now. So we just need to utilize them, coordinate it, and hopefully win this fight.
Yeah, that's a big hopefully. Savage dropping this one, trying to keep teams alive for right now. Rex going to be coming out with the Death Blossom here soon. Falling first is Savage, not going to be a good look. Doesn't have the sound barrier, so not that big of a deal, but Rex now getting over to it, trying to push payload a little bit. Really holding on to this one. Nice self-destruct here. So is that both tanks done for the Rockford side? Yes, it is. John will be back soon. No grab going to be online quite so far. Trying to come back to it. Sunflower still here, still playing the Thorn in that side. Big waste here as CRESPIA just absolutely rolling on in.
Oh man, they are rolling on in and they're ready for this last 5 territory with their grab pulse combination coming online. It is up to Rex and Jolo right now to get the picks that they need with their fights, or this is looking like a really tough fight coming in.
It definitely will be. 1 second left. There you go. Now that's then CRESPIA waiting to drop the guillotine. There's a huge purple 4/6 of the members taken by that, and blue can't keep it alive. Now high noon over the side, used for zoning and more on this. There's the stick!
Oh my
Two of them, the
goodness!
Sunflower absolutely ripping, rolling, and tearing through these defenders. Now you can strike a pose, CRESPIA. You have won it.
Wow, the coordination coming in and talking about just the maps that we saw, the CRESPIA really, they definitely needed that first map to warm up. Is what
they're on the back foot.
They were on the back foot. For that last one, and really came out on top as we're just seeing Sunflowers just popping off consistently.
In
Wow.
full bloom with all its nice pretty petals and everything else showing off there. Really was. All jokes aside, Sunflower bought this game for the entire team. Like, I'm not saying this would have happened without, but it definitely happened with. And how impressive. How far did they get? 45 meters, 35 meters?
Yeah, they didn't even hit that. They think they were stuck under car wash actually, which really could be a tough area to go past, because you know the defensive side is going to take advantage of that high ground territory, because
every single time
that is the advantage to have for positioning.
Yeah, the vertical advantage going to be present no matter what first-person shooter that you are playing, just simply because the angle and how you can get those shots in and dictate, whether or not you're exposed to your opponent straight up every single time. So
and we really saw LDOT taking advantage of that high ground. So many biotic grenades coming in, just giving them. I mean, that last fight in general. Big nade, team was there, and we saw Sunflower being the mosquito he was in the background. Perfect position.
There you go.
Really chipping away at
maybe the honeybee, right? The stinging bee out there, something like that, to mix all of those kind of puns and words and bring it all together in a nice word Sunday there. But yeah, 3-1, the Crespy Carmelite High School Celts. That's Team A, because they do have 3 teams. they have at least 2 teams coming in and participating here and doing big stuff as well. Punch their ticket here to a little bit later on the playoff rounds. And that was the 3rd seed as well as the 2nd seed. So well, on paper, a very, very close matchup. And it does end up like this. Yes, this is 3-1, but I really could feel like we could, outside of the Gibraltar map, not counting that one so much. That was obviously a little bit more one-sided. Other maps could have gone the other way, and we could still be watching this game going on, Tropic.
No, 100%. I mean, we saw Rockford Rangers really pop off quite a bit a few times. Jolo and Savage really dominating in those early fights. And we talked about this briefly in the middle of maps, but the ult rotation. And the ult rotation is what really secured the victory coming in from Celts A. They were, especially in that last map, we always saw them get the damage that they needed and really deny really got clean wipes coming from the side for the Rangers, and just denying the ability to build your ultimates to push in for that. So great job coming in from Celts A, and I definitely hope that we see Rockford Rangers back for season 9 next time around for EGFH.
Yes, exactly. A lot of EGF in the past, and we're continuing on here. In case you guys didn't hear, also EGF passed their 1,000,000th minute watch, so we really appreciate you guys. I think that was about a week and a half ago, and I think it happened during the regular season of EGFC's league, so that would have been about 2 weeks ago, I believe. Yeah, my memory is going there, right? But yeah, a fantastic game. I got no complaints on this one. And again, the number 3 seed taking out the number 2 seed. We'll see how this is going on for the later playoff rounds, right, Tropic?
Yes, actually, it'll be on the first channel, official EGF, and it'll be casted by Dryad and Septilence against the Nuclear Eagles. So we will see who will take it all, who will take the crown of being the championship, Nuclear Eagles or CRESPIA Celts.
Yeah, the Celts or the Nuclear Eagles. Love to see it. And you guys will not be in better hands than with Dryad and Septilence. You have my tugboat promise there. Seriously, there's 2 goated casters. They're going to be rocking you guys through that action there for the grand final. Is not a better pair to do it. But with that, Tropic, I do believe we have reached my least favorite part of any broadcast.
No,
and of course, is the end. Big shout outs here to our producer, that's Aeon, down there producing away and making our jobs as casters just so much easier, and we do appreciate that, as well as some particularly good angles here tonight. Seriously, semifinals game over, done and dusted. There was some awesome stuff there. Obviously the first one you got to think about is the dueling McCrees there, one behind the next. Just what's the meme with the I think it might have been from one of the superhero movies where there's like a guy sitting and then a guy like with a rifle like pointed at him and then another guy rifle like pointed at him. You know what I'm talking about?
It reminds me of The Office, you know, when Dwight, Michael, and Jim are all, or Pam are all like that. Yeah.
I ain't going to this. That was I love the show. That was the murder mystery one where they're all trying to like pin blame on each other and really getting into their characters. But speaking of getting into characters, unfortunately we have to get on out of our characters. We really appreciate you guys watching. If you enjoyed the commentary, you can find out my tag right there. Tropics is Tropics is like down there-ish, but that's at Tropic Theory, spelled just like it is. No spaces, no underscores, nothing like that. A woman of simplicity. I like it. Appreciate you guys watching. Go ahead and tune in the grand finals. Again, that's Septilence, that's Dryad, bringing you guys through the action. You won't be in better hands. Thank you for watching. Tugboat and Tropics signing off.